Yeah, so I was talking about Dr. Harsha. She is a counselor for Garbhasanskar, a term which is derived from Sanskrit, which means education in the womb, and Matrutva Garbhasanskar, a detailed course for pre-pregnancy planning and pregnancy counseling. She is a coach at an Ayurvedic center, Swastha Ayurved, where she educates on basic home remedies to the public. I request everybody to kindly keep yourselves on mute. We'll not take much of your time. Harsha ma'am, if you could just begin, please.
Yes, I will. Thank you, Komal. Thanks for the introduction. I'm so happy that I'm in between so many of the teachers. When I was growing up, teachers have been my inspiration. They have been my mentors. Even my school teachers I even meet today. And all of them, they have always blessed me, supported me, helped me in multiple ways in my life. So I feel it's just giving back to you all what I have learned all these years of my Ayurvedic practice. So let's begin with the session. I know you all are waiting to learn a lot of things. So today's topic is common ailments and Ayurvedic home remedies. I'll just briefly introduce that I and myself and my husband, Dr. Harsha, myself, and Dr. Dattatray, my husband. We both have done MD in Ayurved. That's a post-graduation or specialization. We have specialization in allopathy, a physician, or a cardiologist, like that. So we have done our specialization in Ayurvedic medicines. And we have a clinic in Thane, and there's also a trust in Mulund where we consult. We also run a course called Swastha Ayurved, where international students join, and I'll give you the information about that later on. Let's first begin and learn this wonderful, amazing, and practical knowledge of Ayurved, which you will be using now every day in your life, and I hope you pass it on to even your students and their parents. Why Ayurveda is so relevant even in today's time. The term Ayurveda, always rings in our ears like it's something very ancient, very old. Is it also relevant today? क्या आज के time पे भी ये useful है? Yes, it is, because it is very logical, very scientific, and very timeless. Why? Because it is not only something which was only preached to us, but it was something which has developed through years and years and thousands of years of research. So who have actually given us this knowledge of Ayurveda are not the people who own any pharma companies or who want to sell anything to us. Those were the sages and saints of India, ऋषि मुनि जिसे हम बोलते थे. उन लोगों ने knowledge दिया because उन्होंने देखा कि लोग बहुत तरह की बीमारियों से पीड़ित. So this story of the origin of Ayurveda goes like when people started to settle in small colonies and villages. That's where people started to do agriculture, and that's where they started to accumulate things. Because now they could accumulate food, they became lazy. And the lazier they became, the more and more diseases they also encountered. That's exactly what is again happening to us today, right? So a lot of lifestyle diseases today we are actually welcoming in our life just because the lack of the knowledge. Let's today bring in light this knowledge of Ayurveda. What is Ayurveda? Ayu word literally in Sanskrit means life, and Veda word means knowledge. So it encompasses a whole big umbrella under which the entire knowledge of life comes. So Ayurveda was also there many thousands of years ago, and it has come to us today from the practices of so many Vaidyas, so many generations of Vaidyas. So there are two basic aims of Ayurveda. The first is the Swastha Vritta, and second is the Atura Vritta. Now these two are a little heavy terms, I know, but it's simple if you understand. The first is Swastha Vritta. So you or me at this young age, we all are Swastha, that means healthy, or some of us might be Atura, that means diseased. So Ayurveda works for these two people, both of them, not only for those who are diseased to cure them, but also for preventing the good health and the wellness of those who are already healthy. So here today, the term that we have been hearing a lot past 6 months of pandemic is immunity, right? So what is immunity and how can you find this immunity? What actually keeps you healthy and what is a complete health or wellness? Let's understand in very, very brief. So the first meaning of immunity, the first word is Vyadhi Pratibandhatva. That means that it doesn't let enter any disease in your life. So that is Vyadhi Pratibandhatva. The second is Vyadhi Bala Virodhitva. That means even if you encounter a disease, your body is so strong that it can actually fight it and very easily without causing any damage. So this is what immunity is described in Ayurveda as. So how to actually build that immunity which is so strong and balanced that it doesn't underwork, it doesn't overwork also. So let's see how to actually build this immunity. So for that, Ayurveda has given us some golden principles which I wish that each and every household knows, and no better way than entering this knowledge through a female who is actually the boss of the house, right? So the first is ahara, second vihara, achara, rasayana, and vichara. So these are the 5 golden rules. First is ahara, meaning actual proper diet. Vihara is lifestyle.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please show the screen so that these things will not remember? So we can just...
Yeah. I will share the screen. Wait. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
It had stopped. The screen sharing had stopped abruptly. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So ahara, vihara, achara, rasayana, and vichara. So first is ahara, that is diet. So what kind of diet, what things to avoid and what to include, that comes under ahara. It is not based on the modern dietetics, like the modern dietetics is all about numbers, that you consume these many calories or that many calories or do not consume. No, it's about the rules, how to eat, how to sit at a place and eat mindfully, which are the things you should eat according to seasons, what is the time when you should actually not eat. So even all this comes under Ahara Vidya. Next is Vihara, that means lifestyle. So what are the things in your daily routine and how you should change your routine according to the changes in the seasons. So that is called as Dinacharya and Rutucharya in Ayurveda. Dina means day, Rutu means season. So how you have to make those minor fine adjustments in your day, which can be actually practically done by each and every one if we have enough awareness and knowledge of that. Next is achara, that is conduct. So how you conduct yourself, how you conduct in the society also impacts your health, overall well-being and your immunity. Next is rasayana. There are particular things told in Ayurveda to be eaten, consumed and to be done also. So both in the form of ahara and vihara, this rejuvenation comes. You know, our body goes on under wear and tear daily. So what are those things which will prevent these wear and tears and that will rejuvenate our body to produce good enzymes, good hormones and keep us fresh throughout. So that is what is called as rasayana. So this rasayana, there are particular remedies, there are particular food items and there are particular things to follow in a day. And vichara, meaning your mental attitude or thoughts. Ultimately, we all know that our thoughts are what are actually guiding us in every way. Now, because it is a Varsha Ritu and because we are conducting here for all of you who are Indians, I would like to tell you a little about what Ayurved says about Varsha Ritu. So Varsha Ritu, this is a season starting from July till September. Here in the region that I am staying is in Mumbai or Konkan region, Varsha Ritu is lengthier. We experience rain from June till the end of September, right? So this season has particular effect on our body. As I told you that Ayurveda takes into consideration everything that is there, it's a knowledge of life. So it's not only that yes, मुझे ये disease हो गया, तो मुझे ये दवाई खानी है. It's also about how my environment is actually interacting with my body, how my body is responding to the changes in the seasons. So you take into consideration these simple things. How is the environment in this season? It's quite rainy, there are a lot of clouds. Because of that, low sunlight, correct? So what are the changes in your body simultaneously occurring? Haven't you all experienced, now that this season has changed, you all experience a little lower hunger, lower level of hunger? Yes, it reduces your digestive fire automatically without you doing anything because of the change in the season directly affecting your body. So how much our body and the environment is always connected, you see. All three doshas, so we consider our body as made up of a few basic elements. So all these elements get changed due to the season. Because of this dampness and cool wind, we feel that our bodies now produce more of pitta. Our bodies now produce more of even gases. So the same food that used to get digested easily in other season, if you overeat in this season, would not get digested. Your digestive fire becomes very weak. Your digestion is now also in a way that it forms a lot of acidity and gases, and that also is happening because of the change in the season. The vegetables that you eat are all grown in this season. The fruits that you eat all coming with the effect of the nature around. So whatever you're eating is in your body producing those elements which are more in the nature. So because of that, you get low immunity, and that's where we see an increase in many types of infections. In viruses and parasitic infections like malaria, we see a sharp increase in this season, correct? So this is a season where you also observe a lot of fasts and rituals. In a way, this was built in our lifestyle, I feel, to protect ourselves from a lot of diseases. Why? Because the diseases or the problems of digestion that are actually occurring in this season, if you see, if you observe semi-fasting also, not fasting, but even semi-fasting, then automatically a lot of those problems get resolved. Your body gets the time to heal itself. And if you're eating every day like you used to eat before in every season, if you continue to eat in that same way, your body is not getting any rest it deserves in this season. So because of that, our body has one same source of energy. So that same source of energy is there in my digestive fire. That same energy supply is there for my immunity. It's not a separate thing. So generally we have an idea that my digestion is a different thing and my immunity is a separate thing. No, a body is interconnected in a way that all the energies inside are connected. So my digestive fire is actually firing up my immunity. So even today modern science has proven this, that there are so many types of things in your gut or in your intestines which are actually responsible, the changes in which are responsible for your immunity. So your intestines and the changes in your intestines are responsible for your immunity. So we would not even have understood this had the modern science not proven this.
Very good.
Can we? Okay, thank you. So now that the digestion is very weak, what I actually need to do is give my digestion a break. And that's what we are actually doing in this season by observing so many semi-fast and fast. So it's actually good, it's actually logical to do that in this season. This season is where actually now Dakshinayan will start. As in January, you all know, Uttarayan starts. What happens in Uttarayan is the sun starts coming nearer to the earth in the hemisphere that we are staying, India. Dakshinayan, what will happen is now the sun will start going away or the earth will start moving away. Let's say it in that way. So what happens is now there will be cooler days coming and then the body will gain a lot of energy. But not this season. This season we have very low energy, and we all experience this, right? By default, we experience this. So there are a lot of things happening in the body, low immunity, there's low digestion, body pain, spasm. So you experience all that and you want to actually know a way out of it. So how to go about it? Let's discuss. So all these things are causing a lot of imbalances in our body, and let us understand how to then regain the balance. So the first and foremost thing important, you all are teachers, highly knowledgeable, and you are all very aware. So let us now use this intelligence and awareness for our own selves, for our own bodies. So the diseases before occurring actually give us some signs. It's almost never that you were completely healthy and then the next day you are suddenly diseased. No. Your body gives you some signs before falling sick. So let's understand what are those signs. So first of all, observe your body if you want to prevent the diseases. You should know what is your best level of wellness, and with that parameter you should see. Once when you get up in the morning, immediately you should see how you feel inside your body. If you're feeling very heavy, very tired, there's a lot of fatigue and you don't want to wake up. Many of us we experience, right? Instead of taking all kinds of supplements, instead of following lot of recommendations from the social media, Nimbu Pani piyo, ye karo, you still do not feel as if you're very fresh the next morning. Why that is happening? Because there are toxins which are accumulating in the body and that give you this morning fatigue. And if you're having this morning fatigue, that might be the first sign that something is wrong in my body. Okay. Second thing you observe is how is your digestion. So immediately once you get up, it is good to pass motions. If you're not passing motions regularly in the morning, immediately after waking up in 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's a sign something is wrong. Okay? So you need to then correct your diet accordingly. You need to follow your lifestyle accordingly. Eat an early dinner. Eat appropriate amount of food, not keeping on munching things as and when you want to. So if you are taking care of your digestion, your motions will pass as soon as you get up at any age in this continent, in India where we are staying, where the weather is almost always very cool. Very hot. So in this continent, your digestion should be at a level where you should pass motions every day. If there is heaviness in your body, so if you feel as if you have to take a lot of efforts to get up, wake up, then that's again a sign that you have a lot of toxins accumulated in your body. So if these are the signs you find today, yesterday they were not there, you were fresh, you were working, you were energetic throughout the day. Now today you have this, you already know something is problematic and you start observing your body throughout the day, you will get an answer to what's wrong. Most of the times you'll feel that your hunger is not up to the mark. And that's where you should start semi-fasting. So if you skip one small meal or just have something very light for that one particular meal, you will feel much, much better the next day. Also, if you wake up in the morning and you find that there's a lot of coat on your tongue or your mouth smells very foul, or you have an urge to spit out a lot of cough. So that is called nishti in Ayurved. So all these are the words which are mentioned in Ayurvedic texts in Sanskrit. I'm just simplifying it for you to understand in English. Alasya meaning laziness and lethargy meaning that you're not actually tired, but you just don't want to get up and do things. So that's lethargy. There's no physical exertion, but you feel as if you have done some exertion. So if all these are the signs, and very common in an urban life, all these are the signs that we are not completely healthy and we need to pay attention first to our digestion. And second, then if there is a problem approaching, if you see the first sign of the disease, now how to approach it. So we all know there are a lot of side effects of a lot of strong medicines and we all want to avoid that. these 6 months have also taught us self-reliance. We know there is a huge value now in learning self-reliance and in teaching self-reliance to our children and the next generation. So let us pass this on to maximum people, as many as possible. Okay, so the first thing that we actually find in this season commonest is the common cold. So सबसे पहले अगर कुछ हो जाता है तो सर्दी हो जाती है ना, नाक बहने लगती है, छींकें आने लगती है, या तो नाक में दर्द होने लगता है, बंद हो जाता है, सिर दर्द करने लगता है, खांसी होती है, या तो थोड़ा सा बुखार आ जाता है, बॉडी एक होता है जिससे थोड़ी जॉइंट पेन है बढ़ जाती है, नहीं भी है तो उसको कहीं ना कहीं बॉडी में पेन या एक्स चालू हो जाते हैं, गैस हो जाता है, एसिडिटी हो जाती है। तो ये सारे कॉमन प्रॉब्लम्स के ऊपर क्या क्या रेमेडीज है जो हमारे घर में ही है, हमें दवाई भी लेने कहीं जाना नहीं पड़े, ज्यादातर ऐसी ही चीजें आपको बता दी। First and foremost thing for cold, any kind of cold, the first remedy is you take hot water steam. Now this hot water steam you do not take only with plain water. You should add ajwain seeds, carom seeds and grated ginger. So add a teaspoon of carom seeds and grated ginger and then boil the water. Once you have boiled the water, then you can take it down and take the steam from this water, covering your face with a towel. You should let the steam enter through your nose, through your mouth also, and also touch the food, because once it is attacked here, there is all possibility that the next target would be throat. So once you have taken steam for 5 to 7 to 10 minutes, as much as you can tolerate, you would see there is a 50% decrease in the symptoms immediately. So is this one safest method to actually counteract this cold and the cold from preventing the cold from increasing. Okay, whether it be a viral cold or bacterial cold or let it be an allergic cold. The first and foremost thing is this. Second, along with cold, if you are feeling any kind of heaviness or any kind of irritation in this part, again that's very common with a cold. So all the sinuses are located in this part, and here is where we feel a lot of pain or irritation when we have cold. So you can apply sont and buttermilk lait. You have to mix sont powder, that is dry ginger powder, and sa buttermilk. You mix these two together and make a paste. It should be a thick paste like a toothpaste. You have to make it a little warm by heating it on a low flame for 2 minutes. Once it is at a tolerable temperature, then you have to apply with your fingers over this area and then let it be. Let it be for almost 45 minutes to 1 hour. Then it will dry up. You can wash it off with warm water. Once you have applied this, you will see a stark relief in headache, heaviness, and irritation, all the three. And your cold will also become much, much less. Right? If you have a lot of sneezing and watering coming from your nose continuously, the best remedy is to inhale a pinch of sont powder in your nose. So we all have seen in the modern medicine part, we have always used one mode where we enter the medicine is the mouth. Kuch bhi ho gaya, dawai khao, goli khao, right? The modern science in the medicine is now coming to the fact that there are other openings in our body where we can put a little amount of any medicine and that medicine will act super fast. Ayurved almost 5,000 years back has described this method of nasyam. Nasya is a procedure in which you enter a medicine in a very small amount in your nose. Similarly, there are other remedies. You all must have heard about panchakarma. So all the panchakarma, they use all the different openings of the body to instill medicines, which have much, much less side effects, because the medicine doesn't have to enter your stomach and then do the work. So it also becomes very effective. It doesn't get diluted. It directly approaches the part where the problem is. Okay. So how to do this Pradhaman Nasya? If you have questions, you have to take pure dry ginger powder मार्केट में आपको जो जिंजर पाउडर मिलता है जनरली उसमें चूना मिला हुआ रहता है. If you have made at home, if you have dried your ginger and then made sown at home, that's pure. Otherwise, you specifically ask for chuna bagair ki sown. Okay? In any Ayurvedic store you can get, and this should be a thing which should always be in your home. Soap powder has hundreds of food uses in hundreds of different dishes. So at least a small amount should be handy to you in your house. You have to take just a pinch of soap powder. एक मूंग का दाना कितना होता है? Just that much of soap powder, and inhale it through your one nostril like this, and then take on the other fingertip, inhale like this, and just inhale for 2 minutes. It will burn a little inside your nose or your throat when it enters the throat. A slight sneezing or watering might happen for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. After that, you will see that your irritation or allergic cold has come down to almost 80%. You can do this twice a day also, and you can do this for many days, as many days as required. Now this soot powder, what it does is actually just once it will make a lot of discharge to come out of your nose, and then it will actually coat your nose so that no more discharge will come out later. So this is the use of the Sunta Pradaman Nasya. If you want more details, I'll give you one website where you can find exactly how to do it. You can see the videos, and you can also see do's and don'ts. So some people who have a tendency for say bleeding, or some females who are menstruating should avoid it. So what are those small things, pointers? You can read on that, and you can use this for anybody who is above 8 years of age to anybody who is 80 years of age. From 8 to 80, a lot of people can use it. If you are suffering from any disease, then you should first read the information and then only do this. Next is the herbal kada, Ayush kada, you all must have heard of. Now that the season has changed, because there is a lot of acidity also happening, so you can modify the contents a bit. So you use those contents which are heating in less quantity. You can also see a video of how to make this herbal kada with simple ingredients on my YouTube channel. You can just search for Harsha Kulkarni. I have put up a few home remedies videos. There are only a few videos in my channel. You can just see them for your own benefit. Next is Ajwain Pottery Sake. From a very small child, say a child who is just 2 months old, 2.5 months old, to anybody who is aged also, Ajwain Pottery Sake can be done very safely, and it's very, very effective. You just have to heat 2 to 3 teaspoons of ajwain or carom seeds on a tawa. Then you pack it all in a handkerchief and make a small pottery. And once your tawa is hot, you rub your pottery on the tawa, so your pottery is again hot, and then do a little fermentation on your nose. Inhale a little and here also. So this simple procedure gives a lot of relief in blocked nose. So for small children also, when their nose is blocked, they get irritated a lot. So you can do this very simply. Also, if you have a tulsi plant at your home, then you can just take a few leaves, like 8 to 10 leaves, wash them well, crush them in the mixer, and take out the juice. Just that half to 1 teaspoon of juice you can consume. Or tulsi ark is also available in the market. You can use that also. Also, the next remedy is again using salt. If you have sore throat, suppose, or if you have indigestion or gases or low hunger, you can take soot paste through your mouth. This procedure in Ayurveda is called kavala. Kavala means you take a medicine in your mouth and then keep it in your mouth for some time. You hold it for some time and then you gulp it down. So this kavala with sunta paste can be done. You take 1/4 teaspoon of sunta powder, you keep it on your tongue, and then mix it with let it mix with the saliva for 2 to 5 minutes, and then gulp it slowly. You can do this after your meals, after lunch and after dinner. So this will keep your pharynx and the mucosa inside very healthy. Once it enters the stomach, it will also help and aid in digestion. So it has multiple uses. Everybody can do this even as a preventive to getting cough cold. You can do this. So if you want, you can note down this website. A group of doctors with whom I had studied, we all have put up some contents for the people to use. Like our today's webinar topics will all be put up slowly. One by one, the remedies will be put up. Right now, we have these remedies for cold and cough put up. So you can see those. If you have cough, you can use roasted lavang or cloves. So आपको सिर्फ थोड़े से लवंग लेने हैं, उसको हल्का रोस्ट करके तवे पे रख देना है. उसका पाउडर बना के एक चुटकी जितना पाउडर मुंह में रख के चूस सकते हैं. उसको गुड़ में मिक्स करके छोटी गोली बना सकते हैं और उसको मुंह में रख के चूस सकते हैं. It gives immediate relief in a sore throat where your throat is itching and where you're feeling a lot of irritation. आप सिर्फ मुंह में रख दीजिए और उसको चूसते रहिए. एक लवंग आधा करके भी मुंह में रख सकते हैं, उसको चूसते रहिए. Find immediate relief. All these medicines, they have multiple uses, but here what we are using right now are for the common ailments of this season. Also, if you are using turmeric, nowadays you know we all are using turmeric a lot, haldi. So you can also use it in this way. Take equal amount of haldi powder and grated jaggery. Mix it well with your hands and make balls, small balls like this. तो ये जो गोली है आप 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 धीरे धीरे ले सकते हैं. मुंह में रख के उसको चूसना है. Because you are mixing haldi with jaggery, what will happen is it will form a coat inside your throat. So जो कुछ भी बैक्टीरिया है, वायरस है, जो भी आपको परेशान कर रहा है, जिससे गले में तकलीफ हो रही है, उसको वहाँ पे रहने को suitable environment नहीं मिलेगा. आयुर्वेद की भाषा में हम इसे कहते हैं कि कफ को कम कर देगा. बिकॉज हल्दी है तो कफ को कम करती है. So, एक बार कफ कम हो जाता है तो जो भी ऐसे पैरासाइट्स है, वायरसेस या बैक्टीरिया है जिनको वो एनवायरनमेंट सूट करता है वो वहां से चले जाएंगे क्योंकि उनको वो सूट नहीं होगा. नेक्स्ट इज टर्मरिक वार्म वाटर. सो यू टेक वार्म वाटर or boil some water with a teaspoon of turmeric and 1/4 teaspoon of ginger powder. You can also add a little lemon juice to it. छान लेना है इस पानी को 5 मिनट बाद. Just a little warm, not very hot. Like you do not consume it boiling. थोड़ा warm होना चाहिए, room temperature से थोड़ा ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. And you consume it sip wise. थोड़ा एक sip उसको लेना है. Next is Adrak Kada or squash. Suppose that if you have not known all this, then you're already suffering from bad cough. जहाँ पे बहुत आपको कफ भर गया है और वो आसानी से बाहर भी नहीं आ रहा है. So you can prepare this Adrak ka Kada in a squash form. What you have to do is take an inch of ginger, fresh ginger, peel it properly after washing, and then you grate it or you make small cubes. You boil this with a cup of water for just 2 minutes. Once it is a little cooler, you grind it in a mixer. Okay? And this juice you have to consume as it is. You can add a little jaggery if you want. And slowly sip by sip, not too hot, just a little warm, you can consume it. This gives a lot of relief in accumulated cough. If your cough has already entered the upper respiratory tract, sometimes you feel like you're coughing a lot, but the sputum is not coming out. And because of that sometimes, and the blocked nose causes some breathlessness. In this, you can use this as a primary care. It is very, very helpful. We have used this with so many patients because this season, a lot of people generally have cough cold. A lot of people are found relief. Another common symptom in this season is acidity, where you feel a lot of burning or acids coming up in your throat or chest. A very simple remedy for that is use this kurmura water. So you take white kurmura, or you can also take rice puffs, which are called lahya. So you take 1 cup of lahya or kurmura and soak it in 1 cup of water. You have to keep it soaked for 10 to 15 minutes till they get completely soft. And then you have to actually crush them with your hand inside the water. Now you have to filter this water, add a little khadi shakkar if you want, and this filtered water you have to consume sip by sip throughout the day, twice, thrice, or whenever you are feeling that acid is coming up. This will give an immediate relief in acidity without any side effects, and you also feel very fresh. Some people have dry cough because of this acid coming up regularly. So it actually erodes the throat inside. For that, you can use Jeshtamol. It's also used for allergic cough, where you're just coughing dry. There's no sputum ever coming out. सिर्फ ठसका लगता है, खांसी आती है. For dry cough, you can use Jeshtamol. You can boil a few pieces of Jeshtamol or the powder of Jeshtamol in plain water for 5 minutes. Take 2 glasses of water. Put just 1 teaspoon of Jeshtamol. Boil for only 2 to 5 minutes, not more. Jeshtamol is a very mild herb, so we do not want to boil it a lot. Let it cool and then consume it sip by sip. Another way to consume to cure dry cough is eating rab. So we all make lot of kind of rab, right? Some people make bajri ka rab, some people make gehu ka rab. So any kind of rab you can make. Add a little ginger powder to it. You can also add jeshtamol powder to it and then consume slowly. So as you go on taking this semi-solid warm liquid inside, lot of irritation in your throat will subside. Along with dry cough, if you're having acidity, another remedy is taking munakka kada. Dry black raisins or manuka or munakka as they are called in India. You have to boil in water. You should take 20 to 30 pieces of munakka. Take 2 to 3 cups of water. Soak it for 2 to 3 hours. After washing them properly, many times munakka has lot of powder on it. So wash it thoroughly first and then soak it for 2 to 3 hours. And then boil this water. You can eat these munakka pulp also and drink this water also later. If you are having dry cough, then you keep this in mind that whatever you consume should not be very hot. Also now very common symptom in this season would be fever. Slight feverish लगता है, थोड़ा body ache होता है, because along with cough and cold most of the times people experience slight feverishness. Your body is trying to actually fight out the infection. So fever in a way is not a disease. It's just a symptom of some infection. So we do not need to treat this symptom only. We need to treat where the infection has happened. That's where all the previous remedies will come to use. But once you have fever, you understand one thing, that now your body is giving you another sign that the disease has actually come up in this sign of increased temperature. First and foremost is let it cleanse. Whenever fever comes, that means the immunity wants to work a lot. You need to rest your body. You need to rest your digestive system. So you need to fast. Whenever you have fever, you consider this almost in 90% of the fever. You should rest, fast, and let it cleanse. This is not another approach, I know. I'm telling you something new, but this is not new. This is what is mentioned in the first chapter of Charak Samhita, which is the 5,000 years old ancient text of Ayurveda. It is mentioned. मेरी आवाज आ रही है ठीक से?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So जब भी बुखार आता है एक चीज ध्यान में रखनी है.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is
इसे
coming.
या जब भी बुखार आए ये चीज ध्यान में रखनी है. Let it come.
Due to some technical error, Harsha ma'am is not able to log in. Just give us 2 minutes. Teachers till then in Teachers, till then, in case if you have any questions to be asked, kindly post the same in the chat box. Everybody kindly mute yourselves.
Komal, please, Harsha ma'am has joined back. You can assign her into the co-host.
Yeah, now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I had some network issue. Fine. Yeah, so we are discussing about fever. Whenever you have fever in the first few days, you observe a few signs in your body. The first thing is that again your hunger goes very low. Like you don't feel like eating anything, right? This is your body telling you that your digestion needs a rest, and what you do is take simple, warm, hot, liquid food, liquid diet. So what are those things like mung water, dal water, rice water, ayush kada? We have a very amazing herb in India called as giloy. You all must be hearing a lot about it nowadays, but this has been used since years. And Sudarshan kada. So all these liquids will help you heal. These are the food which actually help your immune system get activated, and they give a lot of rest to your digestive system. They give you energy. And if you follow this for just first 24 to 48
Ma'am,
hours.
please share your screen.
Yes, I will share.
Please share your screen, ma'am.
Yes, yes, I will share. Just wait.
Ma'am, kindly repeat about Sudarshan Kada. How to make Sudarshan Kada, ma'am. Your voice is not audible, ma'am. You're muted.
Okay, now it's audible.
Ma'am, it is audible.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the food items. First, let's understand about the food. That these are the food items which will actually give a lot of rest to your digestion. They will give you enough energy, and they will also fuel your immune system to work against whatever infection is there that has entered your system, and to clear out the toxins which are generated. So which are these foods? This is called as langhanam in Ayurveda, or semi-fasting. So you are not completely not eating or drinking anything, but you are eating those things which will only give you energy and sustain you. So 24 hours, 48 hours, or maybe a few more hours, first 2 to 3 days of fever are very crucial. So any kind of fever, first and foremost is this langanam, or eating very light food. We all know traditionally, I think all our grandmothers, they used to tell us, right? अगर बुखार आता है तो सिर्फ उसको मूंग खिला दो, सिर्फ खिचड़ी खिला दो, सिर्फ राइस का पानी पिला दो. So these are the food items which you should actually take. Or herbal water. By herbal water again, that turmeric and ginger water you can take. Or you can also take Sudarshan Kada. Sudarshan Kada is easily available throughout India. Anywhere you can get it. You can get the powder of Sudarshan. So it's a mix of almost 28 herbs. You just have to boil it in water and consume it. If you make it fresh, it is all the more effective. Or you also get ready-made Sudarshan Kada that also can be used 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoon. How much severity of your disease is. Now, any medicine that I'm suggesting you, you keep this in mind that you have to consult your Ayurvedic practitioner or consultant. This is just for general knowledge right now that you can keep these things available at your home. So last moment you don't have to rush anywhere. From very young age to a very old age, this is very much helpful in almost all kind of fevers. Next is Ayush Kada. You all must have seen on the net or social media everywhere. So I told you you can go to the YouTube channel and see the herbal Kada that I have prepared. There are just a few ingredients like lemongrass, pudina, tulsi leaves, ginger. You can boil your water with this and consume. This will also give you energy and also give you enough balanced immunity to fight out the infection and protect your organs. So if you do this initial few hours of fever, then there are very less chances that your fever will go to a high grade or your fever will then generate any other complications. Most of the times in our practice, we have seen that people tend to eat normal food, though they have low appetite, though they have fever, malaise, body ache, and still they want to eat their normal food and then the fever goes very high. If the body cannot tolerate, the body cannot manage both the digestion and the immunity part. It becomes too much for the body to handle. You want to take a crocin and then you have lot of sweat, you lose lot of electrolytes and then you actually feel very weak. It's a better way than, a safer way than to actually initially recognize that today I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling fresh, and I might end up having a disease. So that first stage I'm talking about where you're going to use these home remedies and not after you have done a lot of medicines and you have already taken medicine from a pharmacy on your own and then later on you want to use this, it will not work that way. Okay? If you have very low appetite, suppose, there is this good combination of these 3 herbs. Usme adrak hai, miri hai, or third one is also a similar thing to miri is called pepper. Pepper to chew now. It can be taken 2 to 3 pinches, boiled in water and consumed, or it can also be mixed in milk and boiled and consumed. If you have a lot of gases, you can apply hing and chash, that is asafoetida powder and sour buttermilk, again made into a thick paste and made a little warm on a low flame. On a tolerable temperature, apply it on your entire stomach, leave it on for 1 hour, wash it off with warm water. From a very small baby, a few days old baby, to a very old age person. Anybody can use this safely. We're not consuming anything internally also, just applying outside. So it becomes very, very safe. This is where I was talking that we are using so many modalities to use the medicines here, right? We're not just popping tablets or pills. We're using food, we are using labor, we are using different entrances to the body from where you find the healing effects. If you have headache, you can apply Sonta Lepa. If you even have a lot of joint pain, you can apply Sonta Lepa. If you have sinusitis, you can also use that roasted lavang powder. Just add it in a little water and make a thin layer here. How you make your face pack like that. If you have joint pain, a very good remedy to do is Valuka Puttali Sweda. It's a kind of actually Panchakarma, a part of Panchakarma, but a very small miniature procedure which you can do at your home. So Valuka or the beach sand should be at your home as a first aid remedy. How you keep a first aid box ready? You keep these few things ready like Sudarshan Kada, ginger powder. You keep this Valuka, which is nothing but dry beach sand. So why you need beach sand? Because it is very rich in salts, different kind of salts and minerals are there, right? They are very medicinal. You just bring it home, dry it on a paper, sieve it through a sieve so that if there are any wood pieces or stone pieces, remove them. Now heat it on an old pan or tawa for 10 minutes. Once it is enough hot you feel, spread it on a thick multi-layer cotton cloth. You have to make multiple layers because the heat from this sand is too strong. It will burn your cloth otherwise and the sand will come out. So you be careful. Tie it into a very tight pottery and a long handle. You have tied it well. So you just do some dry hot fomentation on a joint which is paining. You can do it here on your neck which is paining because of sitting a lot, or on your lower back, or on any joint. You can use this. Very good remedy. Now when this will help is
Excuse me,
when
ma'am.
you have swelling.
Excuse me,
Yes.
ma'am. Ma'am, can we replace this beach sand with something else? Because as we are in the northern region, so it is not available here.
Yes, I understand. So you can also do one thing. You can take a lot of amount of ajwain seeds, carom seeds, and ginger powder, and then make a pottery. But it will not be as effective as this. So
Okay.
if you can ask somebody to send you this is very, very useful. At least you can keep a little amount, like 1 kilo of this at your home. You will need a little amount, a palmful or 2 palmfuls, just a little amount every time. You can then use it for 10 to 15 days and then replace it with a new one. So 10 to 15 days you can continuously use it, reheat it. And 10 to 15 minutes is enough for any joint wherever you want to do this fomentation. Initially, when there is a lot of swelling or rigidity or stiffness in the joint or a lot of toxins accumulated, you will feel very good with this. Once you do this every day, suppose my back is paining since a lot of days. I do this sake for 7 days, 5 days, and then suddenly I feel now the pain is almost gone, but now I don't like the fermentation. I don't like the heat now, suppose. Then you have to stop doing it and then apply oil. Generally, what we do is as soon as something is paining, we apply oil, right? Now, oil, what it does, it forms a layer. So it is not actually good in the first stage of pain or swelling. First stage of pain or swelling, what is very good? So same principle like how we discussed in fever. In fever, you have a lot of weakness. But that's not a time to actually eat dry fruits. Though dry fruits are so nutritious, that's not a good time to eat it. Similarly, otherwise, oil massage is very good for your body. But when you have a lot of swelling or accumulated heaviness and toxins, that's not the time to use it. First, you have to reduce that swelling, that obstruction, so that the toxins can go away. So you use this Valuka Puttali, or you can also use sea salt. So akha namak mil jata hai sab
Excuse me,
jagah.
ma'am.
You can use that. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello.
I cannot hear you well.
Ma'am, I want to talk to you about can we talk about that sometime?
Yes, later. We'll give you a chance to ask questions. I'm just finishing. I'm just ending my presentation. And then you can ask me questions. Whatever are on mind, you can type in the chat box. And then Lekaji or Komalji will then share your questions.
And
okay?
one question I wanted to ask. The joint pain, you had said that sand, the sand can be reused, that bag?
Yes,
or...
yes. It can be reused till your cloth is not burnt. And the sand can be reused for 15 days. And then you change the sand. Okay? Okay. Do I go ahead?
Yes, you can go ahead, ma'am.
The next is fungal infection or bad nails, which are common in this season. Some people have a tendency in rainy season, your nails become blackish or greenish. So for that, the best remedy is applying mustard oil. Very simple, available everywhere. Just apply at night and leave it. So every day you can apply till it gets cured. Constipation, again, a very common problem. So the way I told you how you'll be eating soap powder will improve your digestion, and anything that improves your digestion will improve your constipation automatically. There's no need to take laxatives as such. If you feel, you can take ajwain and pudina boiled in water, add a little jaggery to it. So this liquid will also make sure your digestion is good and your motions are proper. Black raisins, munakka, manuka, which we discussed prior, are also a very safe and mild remedy for constipation. Garmalo is amaltas बोलते हैं उसको. North India में, South India में सब जगह बहुत होता है. Garmalo or amaltas is again a form of dried fruit. The pulp of that can be boiled in water, and that water can be drunk, like how you drink munakka water. And another remedy is trifala, which is a combination of three fruits, three dried fruits, harde, bera, and aula. Aula you all know, harde some of you might have heard, and the third one is bera. A combination, a mixture of these three powders is available everywhere throughout India. I feel we are so lucky that we are in India, all of us, that we actually have plenty of these things available here. People call us from US, UK, everywhere, and these things are nowhere to be found. A simple aula, they don't know where to find, and we are so lucky, but we don't know how to use it. This is a specific course which I was telling you about, Swastha Ayurved, which we have designed with keeping this in mind, that let people be little independent. All these years, what medical science has done is made them so dependent on everything. Let us, actually give people this key to their wellness in their hand. So you learn the basics of this ancient Ayurvedic knowledge, like all the basic principles we were discussing in the beginning of the session. So you learn those in details. You learn the practical things that you can do safely at your home, and then you start implementing it in your life and in your family. So you start being in rhythm with the nature outside, and you actually recognize your body well. You can actually heal yourself. So if you want, any of you are interested, I can forward you details to NELTAS Institute, or you can visit, I would tell you, I don't think it's here. There's a Facebook page on my center of my clinic where we post the updates. Okay, fine. So with this, I'll end, and you can start any questions if we have got. We can discuss
Yeah,
for a
so
few minutes.
correct. So there are a lot of questions put in the chat box. So I have asked Komal to take questions one by one. Komal, can you just curate and start asking?
Yes, I'll do that. There's this question very primarily asked by everyone. How do we really lose weight without doing much exercise? Given the schedule is so busy, so how can we really lose weight?
Yes. So one simple thing I will tell you is, if you want to really lose weight, and not only to lose weight and look good, but to be healthy and fit, then one change you should do in your lifestyle. The first change is not a pill, it's a lifestyle change, I must warn you. It's that you start eating an early dinner. If you are eating your dinner almost around the time of sunset, you will see a proper slow decrease in your weight. Second is to cut down a few things in our food. For example, lot of wheat we all are consuming. It was not so a few years back that we were consuming so much wheat. If you can cut down on wheat. And third is you eat only when you're hungry. That's a rule. As a rule, to stay healthy also, fit also, and lose weight also. And whenever you are eating, you do not overeat, you do not fill your stomach completely. You eat only 75 to 80% of your hunger. That's the key to lose weight slowly, gradually over a period of time, because that will keep your metabolism active.
Very nice. Next question, Komal.
Yes, so given this season, as you mentioned before, there are many who are facing skin issues, especially itching and many such things. So how can we really, help this?
Okay. So if that is a fungal infection or any kind of tinea infection or fungal you have been diagnosed, you can use sarson ka oil, mustard oil. You can apply it at night while sleeping, or you can use neem seed oil. Neem seed oil also is available everywhere. You can take fresh neem leaves and put a few in your bathing water when it is hot, and then bathe with that water at the end, last. Also, you can apply on the part that is itchy or that has the rashes. You can apply a mixture of talc, pure talc powder you can get in any Ayurvedic shop. Mix this with rose water. Make a paste and you apply it on the rashes, and then wash it off after an hour or two. That will give you a lot of relief safely.
The next is what are the remedies for diabetes, which is a very trendy disease these days. So how do we really cure this?
See, any kind of proper disease, I cannot give you remedies directly because that will involve a lot of things, lot of examination, diagnosis, what actually your body is like. Every person's diabetes is different. You know that, right? So we will not discuss that right now.
Well, I don't believe teachers have a very sharp memory, but one of the teachers is asking that I have a tendency to forget. So what can be done for memory loss or any precautionary measures to be taken?
Yes, yes. So see, at such a young age, if you are having issues with your memory, the most common cause is stress. So yes, do all the things you can to reduce your stress. Follow a particular hobby or read something or listen to music, whatever suits you, do meditation. In Ayurved, we have a lot of herbs which are actually making sure the health of the brain and also of the mind. So you can use Brahmi or Shankapushpi along with your, maybe you can use this along with milk at night. So it's available in the form of powder or water. You can use this every day at night or in the morning, first thing in the morning. Even like how you consume Chavanprash, Brahmi Prash or Brahma Rasayan is also available, where the ingredients of Chavanprash are there, and then Brahmi Shankapushpi, all the herbs are also there. You can take advantage of that as a brain tonic.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
May I ask, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Ma'am, actually, I'm working as a school doctor at DPS Patiala. So usually the children come to me with the headache, like in a very small age, let's say 6-7 years, they are facing these headaches. And sometimes I have seen, I don't know, I have digital sphygmomanometer. I just want to analyze that what is the cause actually. So sometimes I've seen that it is the digital sphygmomanometer. It shows a little high blood pressure. So may it be there, ma'am, and how to treat those children nowadays?
Yes. Most of the times in this age nowadays, the commonest cause, one is stress and the other is the overuse of screens, as we all know. So most of the times you need to actually educate them about these two things. And suppose they are found to have high blood pressure in consecutive settings. So if you have checked it once, twice, thrice for the same person at different times and still the BP is high, then we can actually see if the treatment for BP is needed. Otherwise, it can be actually associated with anxiety or stress.
And ma'am, in case if we find the child with the high blood pressure, so is there any specific yogasana or any specific medicine or home remedy which can be used to treat that?
See, for this age, blood pressure problem is not common. So we don't want to treat it as a very light problem, right? So it needs proper diagnosis and then the approach to treatment. But yes, yogasana, meditation and pranayam will definitely help.
Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Ma'am, myself Sulakshana from Khwaja Model School, Ajmer. Actually, ma'am, I want to ask a question regarding this pediatric nephrotic syndrome. So could you please tell me just one thing? Is there any treatment in Ayurveda regarding this disease?
See, nephrotic syndrome as such, the treatment to discuss would take a very long time. But yes, you can consult any senior Ayurvedic Vaidya near your area and understand this.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So there at least a relief can be achieved. Not if not cure, thoda relief मिल सकता है.
Ma'am, actually, I'm talking about steroids. The child is steroid dependent, and you know steroids are harmful.
Yes.
So whenever there is a recurrence, we have to go for steroids. So if there is really confirmation of this, I want to go in for, though I have been giving Punarnava and Gokshur Kadha, Niri KFT and like that. But still, I want to know, is there any confirmed remedy for this? Since you are so knowledgeable, so I thought that I should discuss it with you.
I understand that, but that will depend on a lot of things. So I cannot right now claim anything, but you need to consult a senior, proper senior Ayurvedic Vaidya who is very experienced. So if you want, you can once even consult. There's an institute. I would share the details with these people. Then they can pass it on to you. So once you consult those people and then see.
Ma'am,
Okay, ma'am, I will call you on the number which is there. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Komal, you can take the next.
Madam, 1 minute, one question I want to ask. I
Ma'am,
am Janaki Venkatesh from Vikas Primary. I just ask you about that sand, na? So that we have to add that buttermilk and keep. Again, we have to roast next day, suppose.
Yes, you can again use it because that buttermilk will all evaporate. So once you heat it and then add buttermilk a teaspoon, that will all evaporate. Once you're doing the sake, all that steam will come out and it will give you a deep relief from pain. That buttermilk will evaporate and the sand will become very dry automatically. So next day you can directly heat the sand and use.
Okay, thank you. But just I wanted to know that.
Yeah. Komal, you can take the next question.
Harsha ma'am,
Ma'am, here
there's this
one question.
Ma'am, request you to please just type your question in the chat box so that we can take the question one by one.
Questions are that much lengthy that it is very difficult to,
Yeah.
Lengthy questions. That's why I just want to ask one more question, that children are coming with this Harsha ma'am, dysmenorrhea. Many students, they are facing, many girls. And dysmenorrhea and ये जो मैम एज के पहले जो बाल सफेद हो जाते हैं बच्चों के and वो pimples. Ma'am, many children, they want the Ayurvedic treatment for that. I've tried the Chalmali Kantak also, but it was not working so far, the Chalmali Kantak leaf.
Okay. Dr. Reshma, these are three different diseases that you mentioned.
Yes,
I would not mind if you take down my number and then contact, because we can discuss this in detail, because it will then affect a lot of children, right?
Sure.
Let's
Actually,
first,
I don't want to miss the chance. That's why I asked all the questions together.
Yes, I'm giving you all the chance, free chance to contact me freely. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm happy that you're so concerned about the children.
Thank you.
Yes.
Harsha ma'am, yes. So there are many who are asking for intermittent fasting, which is in fashion these days. So what exactly is it really very beneficial, or what is your say for intermittent fasting?
Fine. So what Ayurved tells about fasting is, when you should fast is when you are not feeling hungry. When you should eat is when you feel hungry. So you go along with what sign your body is giving you. Today I have eaten, suppose, something which is very heavy for dinner. I'll not feel hungry the next day morning. But still I do my breakfast at 8 o'clock because I want to finish my work at that time. That is a problem. Okay. If you are doing a fasting of say 14 to 16 hours between your evening meal and the next day morning meal, it's actually good for your body because your digestive system is getting a chance to rejuvenate itself, and your gut is responsible for your immunity, as I told you. So it is good, no doubt. But when you should do it, not when you are feeling too hungry and you will feel then later on tired and deficient. when you should do it when you're feeling actually heavy. So you go with what signs your body is giving you. And at that time you do that you're fasting or intermittent. That's then very useful.
The next is people who are suffering with high blood pressure. Is there any particular salt that they should be consuming? I mean, somebody's asked for
Yes, so
Himalayan
in
pink
Ayurved,
salt.
yes, in Ayurved it is called as this rock salt is called as Senda namak, which
Right.
is told to be good for consumption by everybody, which is low on sodium. And because it is low on sodium, it is proven that it will also lower blood pressure with regular use.
So yes, hair loss is again the next thing which females really suffer. So a small basic remedy for hair loss, something to be consumed or hair pack or something that you can suggest.
Yes, yes. So what happens is why we are getting hair fall is because we are not getting enough nutrition. It is not that we people, we are educated. It is not that we are deficient in any way. We are eating everything, right? 3 to 4 meals in a day. And still, why do we have a lot of deficiencies? So here you should understand that first of all, you correct your digestion and then whatever you'll be eating will get converted into your nutrition. And that will actually reach your scalp, that will nourish your scalp. But there are treatments in Ayurveda. There is a Nasya treatment in Ayurveda where you inhale ghee or oil which is medicated. This is called Nasya. So you can ask your nearby doctor for Nasya treatment. They can recommend which oil or ghee will suit you and you can use that. For a hair pack, you can make a regular hair pack and a hair shampoo at home. Hair shampoo people used to make at home with Rita, Shikakai, hibiscus, aloe vera, and amla. So soak all these in water at night. Morning, you have to boil them for half an hour and you filter this and you use this as your shampoo. Also a remedy for graying of hair nowadays. Why we are graying hair so fast is because of the effect of pollution. So if you use this mixture for washing your hair, it is very useful.
Ma'am,
Is this also
ingredients, please
helpful for
repeat all the ingredients once again.
Arita, shikakai, amla, hibiscus flowers, and aloe vera.
Thank you.
Okay.
So is this also helpful for dandruff, ma'am? The same shampoo that you suggested?
Yes, it will help because it will not let the scalp be very dry. It will keep it moist.
Lekha, I leave it to you. Is there anything that you would like to ask?
Is there any home remedy for the early stage of arthritis?
Yes. So early stage of arthritis, one remedy I told you is the sake. Second is you can consume a mixture of these seeds. All of you can note down. One is ajwain seeds, methi seeds, halim seeds, ginger powder, turmeric powder, and kali jiri powder. Like the jeera or cumin that we use in home is safed jeera. Similarly, you get a variety called as kali jiri. In any Ayurvedic shop you can get. So first of all, clean all the ingredients, mix in equal quantity, all the powders. You can eat this half to 1 teaspoon after your lunch and your dinner. I'll repeat the ingredients, okay? Methi, ajwain, kali jiri, halim, ginger and turmeric. Now take care because some of the ingredients are very hot or very heating. So somebody who has a lot of heat in the body or a lot of bleeding should not consume this. This is a general thing that I'm suggesting without knowing your body. Generally, Ayurveda doesn't work that way. We first of all examine the body of and constitution of the person. So if you do not have heat in your body, acidity or bleeding anywhere, you can consume this. Fine?
Hello.
Harsha ma'am, I would like to ask you.
Heat it or like that only mix the powder?
What did you ask?
You suggested all this powder, na? We have to heat it or just mixed and take?
No, you don't need to heat them. Only ajwain you need to roast very lightly. Nothing else you need to heat.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Given there are many. Yes, ma'am. So I wanted to know, is there any home remedy for cramps during menstrual cycle or stomach ache, backache? Is there anything that we can do as home remedy?
Yes. Yes. So first of all, I want you all, especially all the females and the doctor who was with us, to know this one simple asana. It is called as Baddha Konasana. Please note down this name. Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana. It is a butterfly pose done in a proper method. You have to stay in that pose for long. The second variation of this asana is Supta Baddha Konasana. Supta means sleeping. While you're lying down, you're doing a butterfly pose. You don't need to move your legs like a butterfly. You just keep it in a position that it forms the shape of a butterfly. That's Baddha Konasana. Or Supta Baddha Konasana. Practice it regularly every day. Baddha Konasana you can practice in the morning. Supta Baddha Konasana when you go to your sleep, just before you sleep in this pose for 10 to 12 minutes while deep relaxing all the lower body muscles. This one pose alone will give relief to all these problems to 50% of people. And other asana as well, whatever a good asana practice you are doing, continue that. If you're not doing, you can resume that. As a home remedy, ajwain water can be taken. You can boil your water.
Should it be, yeah.
You can boil your water with ajwain seeds and add jaggery to it. And you can drink it on the first day or just the previous day of your periods. That will also give you a lot of relief.
So hot water bag, and will that really help?
That's okay. Yes, that's fine.
Does Ayurvedic medicines really help, give side effects to liver, kidney after a prolonged use?
No, there are different kind of Ayurvedic medicines. A few medicines are made up of herbs, a few are made up of minerals and different metals. If they are processed well and if they are used in accordance with your body constitution, then there will be no problems. But suppose if they are not used according to your body constitution, or suppose there's an overdose, there will be problems. Any medicine, let it be Ayurvedic, homeopathic, or any medicine, if not properly used, there'll be a problem.
I think we can take one last question. It's already 6:30. Last question. Very common problem again with, especially with vegetarians, vitamin D deficiency. So how that can be improved? Vitamin D deficiency in Ayurveda.
So vitamin D deficiency cannot be improved with any food. You have to take sunlight for that. When you have to take sunlight, the good season to take sunlight is the winter season. So in winter season, you make sure that you are getting some sunlight every day. Also for school children, for all your school children, I recommend sunlight every day. So make sure that they get sunlight every day. Then there'll be no deficiency. If you're taking it for 4 months, there'll be enough store in your body. Vitamin D gets stored in your body for a lot of months. So if you have taken it enough, it will be stored in your body, which will be used in this season.
So what is the ideal time? Till what time one should take a sunlight? Till what time? Like?
See, yes, generally pediatricians tell you that you take it from 11 to 4 when the sun is strong. But in Ayurved, it is told that you should not take very strong sun also. So you take a moderate time where the temperature is just bearable. It should not be like it will heat up the skin a lot, because that's also harmful for the skin.
One more question, please. One more question, please.
Ma'am, we are running out of time. I would request if you can just send us an email and we'll try to answer.
Yes, that's possible.
One more question: how to treat back pain?
Yes, yes, that's possible.
How to treat back pain and weakness?
Okay, so see, I also have to attend another webinar next. I will appreciate if you send your emails to the institute. They'll compile the list. I'll try to answer as best as possible. They can share it with you all. That's fine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm very
ma'am,
happy that
this is not
everyone is
our
so interested.
fault that at the session you made the session so interested that everyone, no one does actually want to leave the session actually.
Correct, correct. So thank you so much, Dr. Harsha,
Thank you, ma'am.
for giving us such a good insights about the home remedies using Ayurveda and all. And participants from NELTAS team, I would like to thank you all for sparing your time. We'll be sharing a link of this recording as well with you, so that those who have missed on listing down any of the remedies can make use of this recording as well. And we will also share a link of the feedback for the feedback. So I would request you to share your valuable feedback as well with us, and we will definitely come out with such more interesting and informative webinar in the future as well. So thank you once again, everyone, and wish you all a very happy Teachers Day in advance.
Thank you, sir.
Teachers
Thank you, sir. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
you,
ma'am, and thank
same
you
to you, sir.
all
Thank
who
you
helped us,
very
and
much.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Same to you,
teachers.
sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much, ma'am.
you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
so
so much,
nicely,
ma'am.
so patiently,
Thank you so much.
and you are really very patient with us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Come on, ma'am. Half an hour.
Thank you, Harsha ma'am and the NELTAS team. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
NELTAS team always work for everybody district. So hats off to NELTAS because 3-4 seminars and they keep on sending messages to the schools. Really very hats off to you, NELTAS teams. Everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your feedback.
I may leave now.
Yes,
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 Harsha
ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes,
please
yes.
carry on. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
for your time.
Thank you.
All of you on the team, and thank you, Vikramji, for giving me this chance to serve. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I think we can close down.
Should I end the meeting?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Sir,
Vikram
No,
sir.
some of them are writing the feedback. That's why I just waited.
yeah, feedback is forms you will be sending us on the mail or
Yeah, we will be sending on the email. Yes, along with the recording link.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, all of you. Sir, I think we can.
Yeah, I'm just doing that.